I've noticed recently, and it's just been by habit, not by design, that majority of our cold openings are about me and beer.
It is a lot of beer.
I've
Yeah,
noticed that
I
lately.
have noticed that too. It's usually you popping open a can, pop,
I've been noticing that,
and
yeah.
we talk about beer for a little bit with no beer sponsor.
No, yeah, and I'm just like, Jordan, do something else this time there, bud.
We should, but what? What do we talk about if we're not talking about beer?
Hello, and thank you very much for downloading this most recent episode of Movie Guys Podcast. You can download many more episodes at movieguyspodcast.podbean.com.
Eric, listen, I know you don't smoke weed. I know this. But I'm going to get you high today because it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you got shit to do. Talking about Friday and the whole trilogy, another continuation of our buddies, retrospective. Eric, how the hell you doing?
Super excited to talk about this. This is a classic, right? Not just for us, and the nostalgia part, but in pop culture as well. Obviously, from one of the quotes that you had just said, one of the many quotes, right? Just from this movie alone. I know we're going to talk about all three of them, but I still quote this movie, all three of these movies to this day.
I've done it to Gina a few weeks before we recorded this episode. She was in the kitchen. What do you think I said? I said, every time I'm in the kitchen, you're in the kitchen, eating all the hog malls, eating all the chitlin. I want some of that pig's feet.
Whenever I made a joke golfing, and only two people have gotten it so far, or at least not to say they haven't gotten it, but people laughed when I said it. And every time that I lose a golf ball, which is often, I'll go, "Oh man, that was my grandma. My grandma gave me that golf ball."
Yeah, I would have gotten that one.
I had one guy say, "Just well, why'd you use it then?" I'm just like, "Really?" Like,
oh my god, my grandma gave me that.
Oh man,
my grandma gave me that chain. Yeah, Friday, right? Of course, people who are listening, no surprise, Eric and I are two white boys. So for you, since you grew up in the city and I did not, growing in the country, this was not my introduction to black culture, but this came out in 95. I probably started to see this on USA Network around 97, 98, I would imagine.
Sure.
Probably 11 years old is when I started to see this. But I knew, right? I knew of Tupac and Biggie and Missy Elliott and all that stuff in the 90s and the earlys. So I didn't know who Ice Cube was when this came out. I didn't know he was a rapper. Well, I didn't know yet. I'm 11 years old at this point.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, right? I'm still riding high on Twister came out a year after. What was coming out in 95? I don't know. But anyway, let's just say that this was my introduction to this culture. And this is a street that I want to never leave. I love this street, and they need to redo another movie and go back on this street. This street is lively.
Oh yeah, there's a few movies that kind of show a neighborhood and all the characters in that neighborhood or in that block, and I think this movie does a fantastic job of it just because it was relatable. It was showing all different colors of who these people are. You have one person doing their own thing, one person who's the neighborhood bully, one person who's doing better than all the other ones. One the preacher, and just the young kid who knocks over the trash cans. And I'm not saying that every neighborhood has these same type of people, but you have the troublemaking kid, you have the neighborhood snoop, you have the guy who doesn't mind or minds only his own business and doesn't care about anyone else. You have the guy who says, "Get off my lawn."
Yeah, you see, and I'm Googling. I'm not being rude. I'm Googling because I wanted to know. But this is South Central, and this is West Athens neighborhood.
Watts.
That's where this takes place. Watts?
I thought so because
it says it's a residential property located in West Athens neighborhood of Los Angeles. But this is it says where was Friday filmed?
Oh, all right. Well, I put it to two different things. Is one because Ice Cube had always rapped about South Central LA. It was a
Uh-huh.
good day. And then in Next Friday, Day Day talks about how you move from Watts to Rancho Cucamonga.
Right, but Rancho Cucamonga is not a real place, though, is it?
Right, but Watts is. No, Rancho Cucamonga, I thought was.
No, that's a real place.
Yeah.
Somebody actually named it Rancho. Okay.
Yeah, it's a city in California.
Okay. No, yeah, it just says South Central. Anyway, it doesn't matter because this area's, I mean, Eric, you and I are pretty good buddies, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I mean, we're
You
half.
officiated my wedding. Yes, I'd say we're pretty good friends.
Thank you. But we don't hold a candle to Craig and Smokey.
No, we have not gotten in a shootout together. That's for sure.
Wow. So, I don't know where to begin, Eric. I do, because I'm kind of excited and kind of giddy because I do generally like this movie. As the franchise continued, I started to get away from more, right? Like that's kind of the popular
Sure,
thesis,
sure.
right?
I'll say that this is early '90s was this unique time
Mm-hmm.
because you had late '80s, early '90s where rap was becoming dominant, this big force, and then you had the subgenres of like gangster rap coming in. The reason why MC Hammer was so big is because he was not necessarily street affiliated. He was rap that the white people could like.
Yeah, like Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But around this time as well, with the bigger part was when you had more musicians switching over, crossing over from music to movies. It's happened before, but
Well,
Pac was later. I think that
Pac wasn't later. This was '95. Pac died a year after this came out.
Boys in the Hood had Ice Cube in it, and that was '91.
Oh, you're right. Well, no, I mean, Pac did Juice. Wasn't that in the late '80s,
That
early
was
'90s?
Juice was '92.
Juice was '92. Okay, all
Hold on,
right.
let me see if he was in because he was in like Above the Rim, right? I'll see if there's any more that any more stuff that he was in, but no, I'm pretty sure that as far as rappers go, it was not necessarily Cube doing it first, but you had a lot of these transitioning musicians really going into it to showing that they were more than just these gangster rappers.
I would argue though. Okay, so I'm watching Friday to prepare for this. Like, why would I watch Friday? Right? There's no reason to watch this movie to prepare for the review. We've seen it 1,000 times,
Yeah, you
right?
know it by heart, yeah.
But I had to do it because I had to put on my movie guys goggles, right, to really kind of look at it. And I love Boys in the Hood, right? Boys in the Hood is a great movie overall, right? And I think everybody in it's pretty darn good. Ice Cube, I think, was getting bad. He's not a very good actor in this movie.
No, he's not a good actor altogether. He's
No, he was good in Boys in the Hood.
well, where he plays a gangster.
He was good in that role.
Doughboy.
He was very good as Doughboy.
Yeah, of
This
course
one,
he was believable.
This one, I mean, like in the early scenes when Smokey comes out, break yourself, fool.
Yeah.
You know? Eric, look into my curtain. Your mama. When they were first sitting outside together, Ice Cube was looking around like either he was high himself or he didn't know his lines. Like it was very flat acting. He gets better as the movie progresses. But Ice Cube, I never noticed that with Ice Cube before in this. Like he was very flat. I always liked Craig. I didn't like him much in this movie.
Yeah, he's just kind of this neutral type of character that the story revolves around. And really, I think what makes Friday so popular, and I'll say it again, it's just because the characters around him. Craig almost represents the audience.
Yeah, Craig's there for the ride, right? I mean, you got Smokey. So let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So this is probably real time, right? In South Central Los Angeles, you got Craig and his dad, which I don't know their names, right? But you got mom, dad.
Oh, hold on, you gotta pay homage to, first off, John Witherspoon is the dad, Mr. Jones, and
Mr. Jones.
R.I.P. Obviously Detroit native John Witherspoon. We all love him.
Mhm.
He's just a fantastic guy. Yeah, a movie that takes place one day too, right?
One day, his sister, and she's played by Regina King, right?
That's right.
We're watching it the other night. My wife goes, "Where do I know her from?" And I was like, "Regina King, seriously."
Yeah,
I mean, she's been in a lot.
come up, man. She is
Yeah,
kind of a boss in Hollywood right now, right?
right.
She does it all.
So, mom, dad, and we've all been this, right? Craig gets woken up by Jehovah's Witnesses, which is hilarious, and he goes to get the biggest bowl of, and I thank God. By the way, I stopped myself mid sentence because thank God we have big screen TVs because I never noticed this. But it looks like he grabs a box of Captain Crunch, but it's not Captain Crunch, which is kind of funny. Did you notice this?
Yeah,
What is the box? It says Crunchies.
yeah. It's supposed to
And
be
and the C's gone from his hat. But it's the same. Like literally, they just like erased the C and put Crunchies on, and I was like, that's still product placement there, bud.
Don't want to get sued.
Don't want to get sued. We're out of milk. Put water on.
Yeah,
Right, put
use
water.
water. Don't be wasting
So-
that with cereal.
But Craig lost his job on his day off because allegedly they have him on camera stealing boxes. I feel after watching this movie again that he did steal boxes, right? Or because they never say.
Yeah, they did. When Red was talking about it, because you assume that he and Red work at the same spot at UPS or something like that. And Red's just like, man, we got you on tape. It's back of your head. It looked like you though. But
Right, but it's not confirmed.
you're right. It's never confirmed.
And we don't ever see a bunch of boxes in his room, in Craig's room.
Right. It just seems like the character Craig isn't that type to pull that big of a heist.
I don't think it's his character to steal boxes, and we don't know what he stole. And right, it just doesn't seem like that.
No.
But also, we don't know if him and Smokey are best friends, right? Like they're just buddies. Like, did they grow up together? Was this the street? Was this their neighborhood? See, this is me. This is me. My goggles here.
They're hood brothers.
They're hood brothers.
Yeah, man. They're street kids. It takes a village, and they grew up in the same village. Man, they're bonded on the street. It's
That movie, Kids.
Nothing like that movie, Kids.
You like that? I
Yeah.
pulled that out of nowhere.
Yeah, holy shit.
That movie's free on YouTube. Have fun with that one.
Never again.
Yeah, I showed Gina that. That was a.
Speaking of though, the guy who plays Casper in Kids is in next Friday.
Yeah, right. Oh, he's dead. He killed himself after that too.
Phew, if you're constantly getting asked about being Casper, I guess I would too. Oh,
Yeah.
well, is that dark? Oh well.
Yeah, we're jumping ahead. But yeah, I mean, this is a movie. This movie, for some reason, a story that's so simple. It's a guy who has nothing to do on a Friday, and he hangs out with his stoner friend because the stoner friend cannot sell the weed that he's supposed to sell. So Big Worm, is going to mess him up, Smokey. That's the word I'm trying to say. And
I'm
that's
killing
it. It's
you and him.
Right. Like,
If you ain't got my
This is-
money on my bud.
playing with my money, it's like playing with my emotions. See, this is the review. Like we're just going off it, right? There is nothing really terribly wrong with the first movie. Besides Craig, I don't like, of course, the dad, Mr. Jones, talking to his son while pooping is amazing.
John Witherspoon is amazing. What a character, man.
In this movie, he's great. The sequel, the other ones, not so much.
No, in the third one, it's bad, but he's just a wild character, man. He does a lot of voiceover work in his later years. He did like Boondocks. I liked him in Black Jesus. He was it was fun in that, but when you get to a certain point in the industry, right, you can just do cameos and voiceovers and just work it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he has he's one of those actors because he's done so many things for so long that you could see him in something and someone and people be like, "Oh, I know who that is. That's that guy. That's that guy."
It's the dad from Friday.
Yeah. See him in Little
Right.
Nicky and be like, "Oh, that's that guy."
That guy. So another funny little thing is Smokey wants to go smoke his weed. Craig won't let Smokey smoke weed until he gets until mom goes away. So they get into Smokey's. I said Smokey 4 times now. Into his Ford. I don't know what kind of Ford that was. Listening to some Dr. Dre, and they pull up to a corner store with the bum, right? Who's whatever is what's his name? The bum,
The crackhead?
the crackhead. Yeah,
Ezel.
Azale, right? And Azale wants to wash his car. It's his birthday. He wants to buy a 40. The classic, right? That shopkeep. Why
My
do I know
neck,
that shop?
my back, my neck and my back.
150,000. We can't do this. The shopkeep, right? Not the guy that's behind the counter. I'm going to talk about him in a second, but the guy that's mopping the floors. Isn't that a Wayne's?
Oh geez, I need to look at it and remember. Was it one of the Waynes?
It looked like it. Of course, funny joke. They get into the corner store. It says black owned, but there's an Asian behind the counter.
Yeah.
There. Hey, I don't know what he means by this, Smokey. Smokey says, "Give me some papers and some humps." What the heck is that? I'm assuming that's straight for camel.
Yeah,
Is that what that is?
I would imagine so. Yeah.
Okay.
You want me to type it up real quick?
What? Humps?
Give me. Well, I'm not gonna Google that. That's gonna be. Give me some papers and.
Papers and some humps. And I'm like, what is that? Humps? Is that what he's saying? I'm like, what was that? Camels?
Yeah,
Has to be
probably.
camel.
It's got. I would.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else that it would mean, right?
Right. So hilarity ensues during this whole thing.
Oh yeah, because Smokey was supposed to get some cigarettes, right?
Yeah, his mom gave him $1, and he goes, "Well, this ain't enough. You should make it enough."
Yeah.
By the way, his mom was like probably not even 10 years older than him.
Yeah, and there was a part. There's some weird camera work in this movie where like it seems to stay too long or cut back to a certain scene, and I've always would overthink a scene. So there's a part when she is on the phone and she sits down and they really spend a lot of time on her face, her giving the side eye to Smokey and to Craig. And I was like, is that supposed to mean something?
Yeah, I took it that she had the hots for Craig.
It was something. There's another one too, and I'm jumping ahead, where the kid orders some chili Fritos from Big Worm, and it cuts back to the kid who's like just kind of waiting and stuff like that. It's like I don't know if is there a scene cut out of that, but whatever.
There probably is. And this is where we meet Mrs. Parker. Oh,
Hey, Miss Parker.
watering dirt. Watering dirt.
She knows what she's doing.
She knows what she's doing. And then, of course, my wife laughed where Mrs. Jones comes out and she does that fake, "Hey, girl."
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Call me after work. Okay.
Okay. Right. I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm not a weed person, right? All Smokey does is smoke weed. Is that even physically possible? Like, I don't ever see a moment where this guy doesn't have a joint in his mouth.
Yeah, it's physically possible. I used to do it all the time, and it was like from morning to
Really?
night. It was just constant. Yeah.
Your brain, how?
No,
How would your
it
brain?
bounces out after a while. If you haven't done it and you do it every so often, then you'll probably get blown away. But if you're a habitual, like daily smoker, then after a while you have such a tolerance to it that you really don't even get high anymore. And
Like beer.
yeah, exactly. You're just kind of doing it just to kind of take the edge off, or it's more of a mental kind of than a physical one. But yeah, it's just I don't know. It would put my anxiety away. It would just there's a lot of benefits to it. I enjoyed it. It was just something about the act of it, just in with the good air, out with the bad, something kind of affiliating with the mental part of it, with just that exhale, seeing that smoke go out and be like, and there it goes, all my worries, just out.
Now, do you think Smokey is smoking because of that, or do you think he's just a terrible drug dealer?
Yes, a little bit of both. I have been in this situation before where it seems like Big Worm had fronted him an ounce. And when you do that, it's a drug dealer saying, okay, here's the ounce, and I want this much money back by this day, type of thing. Now, a smart
Okay.
drug dealer, like myself, would divvy out the bags and be like, okay, if I need to sell this and get like 100 back or something like that, then I would divvy out the bags that I would sell to make 100. So
We're live on air.
yeah, that's fine. Give yourself. It's time to change. There's legal weed. I can go down the road
Okay.
right now. There's a dispensary. This is back then when you had
Okay.
to do it, type of thing. And I'm not shying away from that. This
I'm
was
just
my
like,
younger
Eric.
years. I'm letting you know. I'm letting you know this is how they do it in the movie.
There you go. I'm fine. I'm good.
If you're trying to make $100 on
Yeah.
your ounce, I'm just saying that's not how much it usually would cost, but whatever the hell. Then make up 10 dime bags, and then whatever you have left over is yours.
What's a dime bag? Okay, how about this? I'm not naive. I'm not stupid. I've heard the term dime bag, but I don't know what that means.
A dime bag is a $10 bag of weed. A tenner, a dime.
10. Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
it's usually good for 2 joints.
So why would Big Worm front Smokey weed? It seems like Smokey's been doing this for a while, right? So he's an habitual weed smoker. So why give this guy,
Probably because you would think that the devil knows its own, right? As we say in that if he's a weed smoker, he probably knows other weed smokers who would want to buy weed from him. So maybe that's what it is. And then someone like Big Worm, if he is so higher up, probably has other people doing the same thing, and it helps him because he doesn't have to do the dealing. He just collects, kind of like pimping.
Is Big Worm in the neighborhood too? Like does he live in this neighborhood? Does everybody knows Big Worm as the weed guy?
I don't know if he's in the hood. Well, maybe not on that street, but maybe in the hood, yeah.
Gotcha. While all this is going on too, Craig has a girlfriend, Joy. Is that her name?
Buddy-o.
Yeah, you ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie. Oh my God. Bernie Mac shows up during the Mrs. Parker scene, right? Again, another quotable line. And what we there call on whatever Baptist church, we call it a sinny sin.
Sin.
And he's like, well, around here and blah, blah, blah. Weston. We call this here a little 20 twin. What was that mean?
20 sec.
$20.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I always took it at, but I didn't really pay no mind to it.
So then why didn't Smokey sell it to him? Because Big Worm just came at him a little bit ago. He's like, you better sell this weed. And here comes Bernie Mac saying, a little 20, I want some of this. And he goes,
he wasn't asking to buy. He was saying it's a sin, but then he's like, let me get a hit of that for my cataract.
Is that what he said? Give me a hit for my cataracts?
Let me get some of that from my cataract. But yeah, the same part. There's been a few times in this movie, especially with like the essays, where Smokey does a pretty crap job of selling weed. He just is smoking all of it. It's like, no, man, if somebody's threatening you to kill you, then maybe go ahead and sell that weed.
I don't understand why he's selling it, because when Craig goes into Smokey's room, he has an iguana in a nice, aquarium, and he has weed inside the aquarium. Just smoke your own stuff, right?
That's probably the bag that is fronted to him.
Oh.
Yeah, that's probably the stuff that Big Worm gave him that he needs to sell. He needs to get rid of. So, yeah.
Well, speaking of big, let's talk about big guys. Let's talk about Debo with his lazy eye, right? I love how we go black and white in the past scenes, right?
Yeah.
And they're talking, and this guy, whatever, the guy that works for Craig, probably,
Red.
goes
That's
tells
DJ Pooh, by the way.
that is DJ Pooh. Okay,
Yeah.
did not know that, but he's a bitch in this. Hey man, talk to you about the beach cruiser that
For those who
you
don't
know.
know, DJ Pooh co-wrote this movie and Next Friday and Friday After Next.
I'm sure he probably collaborated with.
Yeah, I'm sure he co-wrote all those movies.
Right. And of course gets knocked out, and we know now that Debo is the neighborhood bully, right?
It's my bike, punk. Yeah.
He's gonna take what he wants when he wants because he's big. Also, Michael Clark Duncan has a no-line cameo with Debo in the scene.
What? Where?
Michael Clark Duncan. He's with the beach cruiser scene.
He's with the beach cruiser.
Yeah, where the guy DJ Pooh comes to get his bike back, and you got Debo, you got Smokey, you got the kid, and you got another
he was the guy. Shooting dice. Yeah.
Yeah. Terry Crews doesn't come till later.
Yeah.
Right, but that's Michael Clark Duncan, God rest his soul.
Yeah, he was. I thought you were talking about Red's dad. Is like that is definitely not Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy is.
Yeah, he's
Some guy.
just got his little lines. No, I don't know why you keep on coming down to this hood.
I'm messing with these people. So now Smokey tells Craig about how he smokes angel dust. Again, educate me. So Smokey is smoking weed with the essays. The essays are smoking the same joint. They give it to Smokey. They're not freaking out, but as soon as Smokey sees it, he's freaking out and he's in the pigeon coop waiting for his mom to pick him up.
Yeah.
What's this about? For somebody who doesn't know anything about drugs, what's angel dust? Why are they not freaking out? Why is he freaking
It's
out?
PCP, Jordan. I didn't know you like to get wet.
Oh, is that from training? Okay, training day. Okay.
Yeah, it's just kind of a hallucinogen, and yeah, it can make you wig out if you do too much. Kind of like oh my goodness, what was salvia? You know,
Salvia?
stuff that what's that? The over the counter stuff that you could buy at like a gas station. That weed that people would smoke.
K2?
Yeah, that was like popular like 10 years ago, and people would record them like freaking out.
Yeah, because you buy it at like the shed, and it was like 20 years ago. I was in high school, and like you're not supposed to smoke it. It was supposed to be for aroma, but people smoked it.
But people smoked it. Not to say that they're the exact same thing, but it seemed like the effects are kind of it'd make you freak out, make you bug.
So Smokey's constantly tweaking because he has PCP still in his system, or
Yeah, that's what the joke is. He had thought because he's just a seasoned smoker that he could just like kind of like Cheech and Chong. He's like, oh man, I could probably smoke this whole thing and walk away. But
right?
he takes a lot of it, and the essays are just like, no, you just take a little bit, and
Right.
just to kind of get your giggle on.
Right.
But Smokey took too much, man. You took too much.
The scene that takes me out of the movie is when Smokey gets Craig high, and Craig's kind of, I guess, freaking out, if you will.
I don't
and
even
you have
think
this.
Craig inhaled, by the way, too. Let that smoke just fall out of his mouth.
I noticed that too. I was like, because I was wondering, and I'm thinking that maybe the character of Craig's not too far off from the real person of Ice Cube, and maybe he doesn't actually smoke.
Ice Cube apparently was a well-to-do person. He went to like Arizona State or like at like he was a smart guy. He was a kind of businessman that was just in the streets and did that life just to kind of survive and get by. I think they talked about it a little bit in Straight Outta Compton.
He went to Arizona State before NWA?
Yeah, he got accepted to it, and I think it was just a way to pay through, right? Hold on, I had to look it up.
Okay. It was interesting, right? But while you're looking it up, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but there's the scene, right, where Craig's in the house. He's kind of freaking out. He sees Big Worm's head in the cabinets, right? Things are just weird. The hot girl in the neighborhood, he's kind of like just really fumbling on. This whole segment I don't like, to be honest with you.
Sure.
And then of course the big MacGuffin, right? Big Worm finds out that Smokey is smoked all of his stuff, and he needs to pay him what, $500?
Was it 500? Like 200? I thought it was not a large amount. I
It was
thought
like 200.
it was like
Yeah,
$100.
$200.
$200.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're $200. Pay me $200 by 10:30, whatever. And now they got to come up with $200, which I guess is hard for these guys to do.
Oh, and just to segue real quick or go back to it, uh, he enrolled in the Phoenix Institute of Technology,
Oh.
Institute of Technology, Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh.
And he, in 1988, with a diploma of architectural drafting, he returned to LA and joined
In 1998? Oh, 1988.
1988, and then joined NWA. But kept a career as architecture and architectural drafting as a backup plan. During his time, though, going to school for high school, and for this, he would ride the bus. It was a 40-mile bus trip. And during his bus rides, he would write raps.
Yeah, like we saw in Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So we are going through, we're missing a lot of key scenes or big scenes, if you will, with Friday, because we want to talk about
Felicia.
the whole franchise. And his son, Ice Cube's son, did that joke in Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah.
Perfect. Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. We also talked about Nia Long, right? Debbie.
That's the hot girl, right?
That's the hot girl that Craig eventually, or has a crush on.
Right. Who eventually they get together. And like I said, I do want to talk about the other ones. So, but they eventually do not get the $200 at all at the end of the movie.
Yeah, they tried he tried asking his girlfriend Joy, which, by the way, the first time that she called it, when she was just like, who's she with? I know my baby cousin, sister, daddy saw you at the club last night.
He was like, I didn't go to no show.
But as she was calling, did you notice that on her bed there was a guy next to her in her bed?
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't even
this
notice.
entire
Where?
time. Yeah, exactly. When she's calling Craig, calling him out, accusing him of cheating, she's in bed with a guy.
I gotta go back and watch that scene on YouTube after the show,
Oh, yeah.
because I did not even notice that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But then also too, there's another little scene too where it's like Debbie hooks Smokey up with his with her friend, and she says she looks like Janet Jackson.
I look
She
like
has
Janet
that.
Jackson.
What did he say? He goes out and she's a big girl, right? and Smokey was so mad, and she's like, "Oh, that was funny." Anyway, but they did not get their $200. But after the shootout, right, where they're getting chased, they're getting shot at, and they escape. Big Worm is out of the picture. We're not here for a story, folks. You know, these guys are not looking for him anymore. They're back on the streets, and now Craig has to save the day by fighting Debo.
Yeah, and there's a few different parts of them, like going in the windows. They get the $200 originally because Debo and Smokey go into, who's the rich guy?
Is he rich? He's not rich. He just thinks he is.
Well, he's the most successful dude on the street,
Yeah, he has
right?
He has a Corvette, I believe, and can you guys keep up my grass?
Yeah,
Thank you.
Exactly. God, why can't I think of his name?
His name's like a Newman or something. You know what I mean? Like something like really nerdy.
Stanley.
Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah,
Stanley. Yeah, and he leaves, and Debo and Smokey go into the house and steal $200, which later on in the movie, after Craig knocks Debo out, Smokey takes the $200 back and uses that to pay off Big Worm.
Right, and Craig cheats by knocking Debo out by throwing a brick in his face.
Yep. When you're in a street fight, man, I'm not gonna. I understand that because he started just taking stuff and throwing at it, and that it is a little cheap. Obviously, you just, especially because his dad said, use your fist, use these.
You win some and you lose some.
Yeah,
but you live to fight another day.
But it's like in a street brawl, especially when you're clearly outmatched with Debo, who is a big bro. I don't blame him for using a brick. Shit, I'd use.
Oh, I mean, I would too, right? I would use anything I could find. I'm just saying he pretty much gets a leg up on him by throwing a brick in his face. I mean,
exactly. I mean, Debo couldn't see that. Maybe knocked his eye straight.
That's a good one, right? Because that's a brick. Like, have you ever segue, just not a segue, but just off kilter? Have you ever YouTubed Home Alone in real life? Like somebody went in and CG'd like their actual like damages, and Home Alone 2 when they get hit in the face with bricks, like Marv's face is just smashed.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I watched our Three Stooges documentary about how they would do their stuff because obviously back then it was hard to do really any stunts, and so they would have to do these acts like over and over and over again,
Uh-huh.
and that stuff, like those guys beat the crap out of each other just by getting bonked on the head or having to like fall into like a tub, and
Uh-huh.
they had like broken ribs, broken bones. Like it was rough, man. It was like the original
Right.
Jackass.
Now, this episode may go a little bit longer, folks, just because we're not going to go into grave detail about part 2 and 3, but we are here reviewing Friday, so we figured, when are we ever going to review part 2 and part 3? So we might as well just get it out, right?
Oh yeah.
So with that though, right? So do you want to do something a little bit different before we talk about 2 and 3 for a little bit? Do you want to give a popcorn? Because we all know where we're going to give this.
Oh, is it gonna be a large?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, large bag.
That's
Right? And this is
it holds up. Like
it still holds up. Yeah.
yeah, it really does. Just all parts of it. It's just a simple story, just about kind of the day in the life of that one day where everything was that one Friday.
That one Friday, and the story is not that great. It's very simple. Like I said, I have my gripes about Ice Cube and his acting, but this movie holds up. It's amazing. I enjoy it a lot. I thoroughly enjoy it.
Now,
It's a large.
that being said, I have to admit, and I told you this before the show, and I understand that I might have some people who agree and many probably who disagree. But I watched these in chronological order originally when I was growing up.
Uh-huh.
I like Next Friday more. I think it is my favorite out of the trilogy. To be quite
I
honest with you.
I don't. I like Craig more. I saw. How about this? So I like and respect the first Friday, right? For Next Friday, the sequel came out in 2000.
Yeah.
I'm 13.
Yep.
I'm learning about girls. I'm
Mhm.
learning what it's like to be a man. I see this movie. Craig has it all figured out.
Okay.
This guy's smooth.
Yeah,
This guy,
he's got it.
Craig's a better actor in the sequel. Craig as the character, this guy is, pardon the pun, a smooth operator. This guy is Joe Cool.
Oh yeah.
Even down to the FUBU 05 jersey the whole way through.
Yeah, he definitely has a lot more swagger about him, right?
But before I get
Comfortable in
into
the role.
my issue though with it is, before I get into that, what happened behind the scenes, right? I don't know. I'm asking you. Why did Chris Tucker not come back? Is it simply because of Rush Hour? I've done some research too, and something about how he found Jesus again.
Yeah, I thought it was the character. He didn't want to play the stoner character anymore. He thought it was a negative character, right?
But Rush Hour came out the same year as Friday, so he was probably busy doing that too.
He was booked up because wasn't he also in Foxy Brown?
Foxy, you mean Jackie?
Oh, Jackie Brown. Excuse me, Jackie Brown.
I was like, "There's a Foxy Brown." Yeah, no, but he was in
Rush
that
Hour
for-
came out in '98.
Oh, so this was well, Rush Hour 2 though. Rush Hour 2.
Rush Hour 2 came out in 2001.
So, but yeah, but he was. I don't know. He probably could have done the sequel, but I don't know. Are we gonna fight?
He did Fifth Element, was his 97. He did Dead Presidents, was his 95.
He did Dead Presidents right after Friday.
Yeah.
Or before.
Correct. He did Dead Presidents right after.
Fifth Element's amazing. I love him in that movie.
He was working. I think that Rush Hour really put him in. He did Money Talks as well.
That was 98, 99.
That was 97.
Okay.
That was with him and Charlie Sheen.
So are we going to fight, Eric? Is Day Day a better substitute for Smokey?
I really like Mike Epps in this, man.
I don't like Day Day has moments, but I don't like Day Day.
Understandably so. I get it. In this movie, I think he's funny. I like Mike Epps. In Friday After Next, I think a lot of the characters just turned really dumb, except for Terry Crews, who's hilarious. Cat Williams obviously was a shining moment in that one as well too. But
Right.
everyone else, like Craig, Day Day, Mr. Jones, John Witherspoon, like all the other guys, even Pinky, turned into just really dumb characters in that
Caricatures.
yeah, really. Where in this one, I just think the way that Day Day reacts, where he just is always freaking out. You don't know,
Yeah,
Baby D. You don't know, Baby D.
I actually saw a lot of
She sprayed the
myself.
player. She sprayed the pimp.
Now you're going to sit here and tell me that you did not think of me as Day Day in this. I look. I can make fun of myself like anybody. I saw a lot of myself with my freaks out with Day Day. Like I can see me doing that. Like you're in my room and I'm getting dressed. You don't know. You don't understand. I'm just freaking out. I could so see myself doing that.
That part where he's struggling to put on his pants
Yeah,
in his bedroom.
Sure.
There was a few parts where I can tell that they got the scripted scenes, and now let's do this again and be creative. Go off
Right.
off script.
Now we don't know the timeline, right? But we know. I'm not going to go scene by scene. Don't worry. To everybody's listening. But this is how I don't know modern time. So 99, 2000.
Yeah, sure.
And Chris Tucker, Smokey's in rehab because he says at the end of the first movie that he's going to rehab. And I'm just bullshitting, man.
Yeah.
Right. But
you know this,
man. So, but Debo breaks out of prison, which I can't believe he's in prison, right? Because the first movie came out in 95 and this movie takes place in 2000. That's a 5-year gap. Debo's in prison for 5 years for what?
Who knows that this is actually a 5-year gap? Like you said, they don't really suggest time in this.
Well, they say the movie's called Next Friday, so me being stupid, I'm assuming it's a week later. But why would he wouldn't be in prison at this time, Debo.
You're right. I think it just was in county jail, but those jumpsuits, I think it's just county.
Is it just?
I don't think it's prison, but again, who cares? He's locked up.
He's locked up. So now Mr. Jones is going to take Craig all the way to Rich. You've established him in the show that Rancho Cucamonga's a real place. He's going to the suburbs, and he's going to this cul-de-sac with the only purple house on the block next to this old gangster lady who's hilarious. And that's just hilarious. And next to these other essays, right?
Yep.
The other guys. And he is hanging out with his dad's brother, Uncle Elroy.
Uncle Elroy.
Who got the big house because he won the lottery.
Yep.
And they need to pay the mortgage because they have no money whatsoever.
Incorrect. The house is paid. They said that after taxes and the lawyer fees, they ended up with that house paid off and that car, the BMW.
So they weren't paying their taxes, so they're going to foreclose on the house?
It was a property tax, yes.
Did we see how much? Because I wanted to freeze frame, but I couldn't on YouTube.
$3,900.
Oh wow! Okay, so that's a whole year's worth then.
And it's due tomorrow.
Right. So they got to come up with $4,000 essentially. So they've upped the stakes from $200 to $4,000.
Right.
Wait a minute, he's not paying his property taxes, but how's he have his gas and electric? Never mind, Jordan. The movie's not. Okay. One of my favorite parts of the movie is that when Craig shows up being Joe Cool and Uncle Elroy showed him the house. Like, this is a nice freaking house, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's a nice house.
Shows in the back it has a just terrible pool, condom in the hot tub.
We got a pool. Oh, you gonna put water in it? No. But we got a pool. We ain't got a pool in the ghetto. We don't know how to swim anyway.
Right. Is that a
That's
What's that?
that's why I love this movie, just because of little throwaways like
Right.
that. Remember when we spoke on the couch and it's like, "What numbers did you use, Young?" Just like, "Oh, well, your first aunt, she picked the numbers. I think she used her weight."
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, that's a good. This is also where we meet Uncle Elroy's not mistress, because his wife's dead, but his lover, Sugar
Sugar.
or Sugar, and oh, good God, that's not my kind of woman. Oh,
It's a lot of
jeez,
woman.
that's a lot of woman. The reason why I say that Craig is Joe Cool, because Craig's not even at this house for 5 minutes, and he's already getting good vibes from the neighborhood hottie already.
Mm-hmm.
Speaks Spanish to her, everything,
Yep.
right? Day, of
It's like-
course, Day meets a girl at a club, and he's going fast. And again, I think of myself, but he's just like, there's a little pudge in her stomach, but I think nothing of it. All of a sudden, 3 weeks later, she's pregnant. Then she has a sister named Baby D, and you don't know Baby D. You don't know
Baby D.
You know? And all of a sudden, she's scratching the shit out of his car, and Day has a job, right? He's working at Pinky's record store.
Oh God, Pinky! I rewatched that scene a lot. I was rewatching it before we started the show just because I love it.
One of my favorite jokes in the movie is that when Craig gets introduced to Casper or Roach, as
Yeah.
in this movie, he's like, "This is my white slave, Roach." I was like, "That's hilarious."
Just the whole interaction between all of them is the best. God, I love Pinky.
And well,
Say
not just
another word.
say it again.
I told you, JJ. Oh, I told you. Oh, I told you. And then when the script is flipped and he's just like, "Oh man, I'm sorry. You can take whatever you want, man. Listen. I got a girlfriend. I got a wife on the side. Man, take whatever you want."
And this guy is so out of touch. I don't think Jerry curls were a thing in 2000, but this guy's rocking it. I also thought of you in the scenes on YouTube, right, where Casper's like, "Hey man, smoke this blunt, come on, Day, right?" And Day's like, "No, the smell." And then for some reason you came to mind, right, when Roach is like, "Here, just issue the shot back."
We've tried this.
Oh, you've tried this.
Oh, we've
okay,
tried.
so I'm glad I thought of it.
We have
Does
tried
it
this
work?
before. No, it does not.
You can't blow into the shot back?
It doesn't. You can blow into the shop vac for sure.
Yeah.
It's not going to get rid of the smell though. For absolutely not. So what we would use, and it's been called many different names, but essentially, what we would do the best way, and there's a lot of different ways. I found a few different methods. The popular one for high schoolers is that they would take some sort of like a cardboard tube, like a bath roll, toilet paper tube, excuse me, and then take dryer sheets, stuff it full of dryer sheets.
And blow into that?
Yeah, so then you'd inhale through whatever, then you'd blow into the tube, and it'd go through the dryer sheets, and that it helped a little bit. You could still kind of smell because if you're holding a joint, like that's still stinky. So that's one. I had found a different method that you could smoke and do whatever, light your candle or open up your window, but after you're done, if you just cook popcorn, that 9 times out of 10 will get it, because popcorn usually gets rid of a lot of the smell. It's a very overpowering
Is that why
smell.
every time I came over, you had popcorn all the time?
Of
That's
course.
why you snake in the grass?
There's a lot of different methods, and some claim to work more than others, and I'm sure other people have tricks of it too. Honestly, the best way, Jordan, is just to go outside.
So, but wait a minute though. So, if my memory serves me right, they weren't trying to hide the smell. They were trying to hide the smoke, or were they trying to hide both?
They're thinking that the smoke is the smell, but that's not
Gotcha.
how that works.
Here
And
comes
it kind of, if you were to like put something in the vacuum, I'm sure it would help, but
right.
for the most part,
Well,
no, it stinks, man. Weed stinks.
Yeah, no, that actually, honestly, that's why I never got into it. I didn't like the smell.
But you were a cigarette smoker. You told me that. Anyway, go ahead.
No, yeah, isn't that ironic? But I
Yeah.
actually would deal with that more. I actually didn't mind that more than, dude. By the way, since you said that, it's been 8 years since I smoked. Can you believe that?
Congratulations. It's been almost a year since I've smoked weed.
Oh.
It's been like 7 months. I quit for the new year. So
Yeah. I quit when the kid was born. So, so they find out that the Joker brothers have the $4,000 that they could steal, right?
They know they have some money in hidden in the hydraulic pump.
What is a hydraulic pump?
So you know how the Chicanos have that lowrider?
Is that what that is?
Yeah, and it goes and it bounces.
Yeah. I knew as soon as you said it, I knew what you're talking about. So they have just a pump, like a spare pump that they have full of money.
Yeah.
Did they steal it from a bank? Do we know? Does the movie say?
Miss Ho Kim says that I think they're running drugs from Tijuana.
Drugs from Tijuana. Well, okay, all right. So
Miss Ho Kim always coming in just with the random.
nice
Come
to
by
meet you,
later. I got
Craig.
that John Blaze shit for you.
I liked her. So yeah, I mean, so they got to give Chico, their dog, Baloney, right?
Chico. Yeah.
And they break in, hilarity ensues. Now you blew my mind before off air a while ago. I think maybe over a year ago, where Baby Joker is somebody.
It was Ramon from Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion.
Thank you.
He's
Oh,
in a
so
lot of
what's
other
this?
stuff too, but basically he and the other Jokers were basically just played, you know,
Right,
Mexican
stereotype.
gangster one.
I like Baby Joker. I like the beanie down at the eyes. You know, this all the stereotypes, right? This movie hits the stereotypes really well.
Yeah. Oh my God. So a story about that actually. I was working in Kalamazoo at a tire shop, and there was one guy there who looked, I'm not even kidding you, dude, just like Lil Joker in this movie.
Like with a beanie and everything.
That's Joker, right? Yeah, that's just Joker.
that's Joker. Okay.
So this is the middle brother Joker, and then the older brother's baby Joker, I think, right? I'm getting that right?
The bald guy.
Yeah. But this guy looked just like little Joker. I mean, like almost to a point, but exactly he had hair. And come to find that there was a few other essays there that would call him like Baby Joker or Joker, and they do that thing. And then I realized, and this is where I learned about all this stuff, that he was in he was in a gang, or he was reformed from the Latin Kings.
Okay, I know. I've heard of that.
Yeah, and so they were like showing me like gang symbols and stuff like that, and hand yeah. Sorry, I'm showing you on camera exactly what the crown, anything like that. But one more finger.
Okay, so we got to do that.
Yeah, it's something like that.
That's the crown.
There's a
Okay.
bunch of different ones, but yeah, apparently they loved this movie just because he got his nickname from it. And
Right. Yeah, that's one thing about this movie, right? Is that they make fun of all races. They make fun of the stereotypes, but they're not vicious about it, right? So that's what
they had Michael Blackson, and they'd come in the record store in pinkies, and he was the African, the angry guy.
Yeah. Man, this thing is chewed.
I cannot get jiggy with this.
My favorite thing is when I watch this on USA, instead of Mother F, they would say Mother Trucker. I would love that. I would love that. And another thing we haven't talked about much, but Mr. Jones, for some reason, they take a small little gag. This is where I kind of get mad at the movie too, where Mr. Jones, I feel, is a better character than what this movie's doing, especially in the next one. But they take a small little segment of the first movie with him pooping, and that's his whole character in the sequel, where, you know, that is his whole character is poop. Like he comes out of the house, he falls in dog poop. The camera has to show that he's dog poop. People are around him when he's in public, and they're like, "Oh, something smells." He has to have a burrito with hot sauce, and man, he has to poop. You know, and hot sauce in my burrito, baby. That's just,
I still sing.
Scary.
I say that to myself. I'll be out 45 minutes.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. But Craig saves the day. They're able to pay the taxes to lead up to Friday after next, the Christmas one. Anytime they do a Christmas movie, I mean, Harold and Kumar did it. I think maybe ironically, I don't know, but that was bad. This one is we get some new characters, and Craig and Day Day live in a very nice apartment, probably still in South Central. And they are, first day on the job, top flight security guards of a shopping mall. And Terry Crews, who I've never heard of before, is just amazing in this movie. Now, of course, he was in Training Day, but you wouldn't, you didn't know.
Yeah, of course.
But Terry Crews is hilarious in this movie. Terry Crews and Terry Crews and Cat Williams is this movie.
Yeah, exactly. I'd say, as much as they are in this movie, I think also Katie Aubert, who plays Donna in this movie, boy, I had a crush on her, man.
You had a crush on her, but not on the Hispanic chick in the sequel.
Carla?
Yeah, she was nice.
She was pretty, but at the same part, she had a lot of makeup on. Like, a lot of makeup on. And that has always been a turnoff for me. I like a natural beauty. I don't like any of the Kardashians with a bunch of just a whole lot of paint on that. It's just like that's just too much. If your morning regimen takes more than an hour just to put makeup on, that's a lot. That's just personal preference. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that for anyone listening, for all of our makeup wearers here that listen to our show. It's just not for me. And Carla is very attractive, of course, but probably for the movie, she was wearing a lot of makeup.
Well, I want to talk about how she is hiding behind the makeup. There's more to it than just her looks.
There's pain behind those eyes.
I really want to talk about the deepness of what Friday's actually telling us. Okay,
Please.
Stop judging her on her looks. Okay.
Of course, that's my fault.
All right, good. So we come back to I can never let it go. So who plays Hood Santa Claus? Like that's supposed to be an act. Like that. Cat Williams.
It's Ricky Smiley.
So I never mind. Do we want to bring up what happened in Club Shay Shay, because he was bringing him up in this, right?
Yeah, he was. There's a lot of rumors about that, and no, that's a different episode altogether. If you
Okay.
want to take
But
2-3
who
hours
is
out
this
of your
guy?
day to listen to the Club Shay Shay episode of Cat Williams.
But the reason why I'm asking, if we can do like a 30-second version, if you can, this is supposed to be like just not some like fly-by-night actor. Like this guy who plays ghetto Santa Claus is supposed to be somebody. Is that why Cat Williams was talking about him in Club Shay Shay?
Ricky Smiley is a popular comedian. He's his own very successful morning show on radio for a long time, and has been doing comedy and oddball acting roles for years, for decades.
Okay.
So yeah, kind of in the same part that like Robin Harris, or I guess Steve Harvey even, right? Where
Okay. So he's in that camp.
yeah, where he is a comedian that tried to make it big. I guess kind of like Cat Williams as well too, in that transition. And then what Cat Williams was talking about is that in order for you to make it big, you have to do the Hollywood Illuminati type thing, which someone like Steve Harvey and Kevin Hart have done. They've turned over. They wore the dress. I think Dave Chappelle talked about it as well too.
Gotcha. Okay.
And they wanted Cat Williams to do some things in this movie that he did not want to do.
Oh. Okay.
There was
All right.
the forced sex, the R word, I guess. The
At the
rape
end of the
stuff
movie, but that was hilarious though.
that he was against, that he was supposed to get, but yeah.
I'm actually gonna go get some on that, because that ending was hilarious. I go back and watch this thing the most. No, Damon, I am a boy. Like that's hilarious. But Craig and Day Day are top flight security guards, and also in the shopping mall, Mr. Jones and his brother Elroy have now opened up a barbecue joint. Tastes so good, makes you want to
wanna
slap
your mama.
Classic line, right? I mean that line is big, I would say.
Hey, mama.
For
Yeah.
what you want? It was
Smack him. And then you had Pinky, you had a lot of other people coming in here too. In these movies, ever since Next Friday, you had a lot of kind of other people coming up, because there was a rapper who was with Debo when Next Friday called. His name's Sticky Fingers.
That was a rapper? Okay.
Yeah, the guy who was the
The guy that couldn't
other.
feel his legs.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Ice Cube was just trying to help his boys out, and really just, he continues to do so throughout his career, right? Where he likes to give smaller roles to these up and comers or any musician that wants to come up and go into Hollywood. And so he's always done that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's not much I want to say about Next Friday. It's just that they have money to pay the rent. Ghetto Santa Claus comes into their apartment at night, steals their money, and they got to get the money back so they can pay the rent. And hilarity of stuff ensues. Like you have this one, like, was he Russian or something? Hey, buddy. Hey, no, he's Indian, right? Or it's like he's like a donut shop that's just needs to be closed down because of flies.
Yeah, Mooley or whatever.
Yeah. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. That
Yeah.
guy. And we get an introduction. Now, I don't know who Cat Williams was when this movie came out. Did you know who Cat Williams was?
Oh, no. I think this might have been my first introduction to who Cat Williams was.
And he was a quote
Money
unquote
Mike.
pimp. Money Mike pimp. Right? Like this was his thing. And he had a pimp store. Of course, he had a pimp store. And of course, Day Day thinks that he has a bigger job than what he really does.
Yeah, this is where Mike Epps got a little too much for me in this role. I understand he's supposed to play that role, but it was too much.
Do you think that Smokey should have came back?
Oh, that would have been nice. I don't know where he would have fit into this Christmas movie, but
showed up at the party at the end.
Yeah, that would have been fun. Or maybe like Big Worm, Faison Love, something like that. Or, yeah, I guess that would have been something. I like. We didn't even talk about Tony Cox being in the first movie either.
Who's Tony Cox?
He's the Mr. Parker.
Oh, well, okay, yeah, he was in Bad Santa, right?
Yeah, he's in Bad Santa. Or Me, Myself,
Yeah.
and Irene.
Oh yeah, that's a movie. Never mind. I don't want to get into that one. I have feelings about that movie. No, but okay, yeah, we didn't talk about him, but he's in this again too, right?
In Friday After Next.
Right. Is he not in this?
I don't think he was.
No. Okay. But yeah, they eventually get their money, and they have a big party, and this is again a scene that I like to watch because it's hilarious. Where Damon, played by Terry Crews, has just got out of prison. He thinks Tupac is hot, and he's all about the fellas, and he's going to come after Mike Epps. And I felt the vice grips on my boys the way that Terry Crews did.
Oh yeah.
I'm a boy. You thought it was my other favorite line is you thought it was play pimping.
Yeah. So yeah, you have some lines out of this one.
You got lines out of all of them. You got lines, but the future Ice Cube, I know he's a fan, is since we're in this day of nostalgia, he needs to go back to the roots. He needs to go back to the street, and he needs to make Friday 4 with him and Chris Tucker. I think Chris Tucker would like a paycheck.
I think Ice Cube put himself into a certain type of character. I like him in comedies rather than it being like a serious. Although Three Kings was pretty cool, but something like Anaconda he plays like a very LL Cool J role in that movie.
Thank God he stopped because he was getting into that typecasting.
Well, because every other movie he played in these parts is the same movie. The movie he did in Friday, The Players Club, I Got the Hookup. These are all the same person. And in his action roles like Anaconda or Three Kings or Ghost of Mars, these are all the same. Or Torque. Remember Torque?
I do, but I'm laughing at Ghost of Mars because I remember the advertisement. They're like, "This is John Carpenter's new film." I'm like, "Oh, the guy did Halloween."
Yeah.
I was like, "What is this?"
Or even Triple X. It's all the same kind of
Oh,
just
he did
the
do Triple X.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. It's the
he
same
did do
type
the
of thing like
sequel.
that. And I find that his comedy movies or his
Or better.
family comedy movies are a bit more successful. Are we there yet? Right? The Barbershop obviously has how many sequels now? 21 Jump Street,
He's
which
perfect in those two
which
movies.
probably arguably what is probably his better role is the 21 Jump Street
Mhm.
and 22 Jump Street. But it's not like he has a whole lot of acting chops to really get. I don't
Right,
know. We liked him in Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem.
right. He had that slump, right, and now he's back at it again.
But okay,
Look, all
we mentioned it before with George Miller, right? You did your family stuff. Now get
Mhm.
back into the stuff that made you popular. Go back into the stoner comedy or the gangster comedy like Friday,
he
and
needs to do Friday again.
yeah, because all this other stuff, like Fist Fight, are just kind of silly one-offs. Um, but yeah, if he get in the movie or like Ride Along, remember that one?
Yeah, no, yeah, he needs to go back to Friday. That's what I want. And I can't say that this franchise is a large bag, but like this franchise is. I don't know if this is even like because I don't want to give a popcorn for the franchise. I'm just trying to say
No,
like
I would give it
no, I want.
large, small in my order, but
I'll give it large, medium, small. But but this movie's quotable. Like for some reason, this brings back memories. So I know you and I are a few years off, but my sophomore year of high school, it was like 2002, and a bunch of us guys went to go see Goldmember, Austin Powers Goldmember.
yeah.
And we thought that was the greatest movie ever, and like every day we would go into the lunchroom, we would all sit together, like out the back, because I was in the basketball team. So we would just all, talk. And our whole conversation was quoting that movie,
Oh, sure.
right? It's, Bong and the Blintz, and it was just one of those. And I think Friday, the trilogy so far fits into that Goldmember category, where it's just if you know somebody that knows these movies, you will have a great time for an hour just doing quotes for the whole trilogy.
Oh, yeah,
And
because you can quote
yeah,
to this day still, and I think it's a generational test almost, right?
it's definitely millennial, right? I don't think you can do this with an Xer.
I think some will cross over. It seems like the young generation knows about Bye Felicia, and it feels like Gen X and the younger generations know about You Got Knocked the F Out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably. Yeah, you're right.
So
I don't know.
some of those have carried over.
It's just a fun trilogy if you want to watch something stupid. And the first one wasn't stupid, but it got, in my opinion, more stupid as it went.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're trying to repeat, I guess, what they did the first time, and they're just really doubling down.
Yeah, Mike Epps is not smoky. Just that chemistry is peanut butter and jelly, peas and carrots, as Forrest Gump would say.
Oh yeah, no, they contrast too much. Where I think Craig and Smokey was just you believe that they were just two boys, just hanging out on the front porch on the stoop, just doing the thing. Where Craig and Day Day as cousins seemed I don't know like a ridiculous kind of Abbott and Costello kind of a thing where or
Yeah.
like a Farley Spade.
Oh yeah, good reference, Farley Spade. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, where they were two different type of people, but they're have common interests, common goals, and they're just kind of stuck together almost.
All right. How many times? My last question is: how many times after the first Friday did you just find yourself hanging out on your front porch?
Dude, I'm not even kidding you. Like in this time, because there wasn't like a whole lot to do when you're a stoner in high school. It's not like when weed was still illegal,
Mhm.
so you were very limited about what you could do, and so a lot of times we would just hang out in a basement and watch movies. Or hang out in a garage, and listen to music. Eventually, we would find some things that would pass the time, maybe some hacky sack that would catch our interest for like a month or two, and then be like, all right, well, this is boring. Or we couldn't even go to the park to play disc golf or anything because it would cost money to get in the park.
You didn't have money for the park because you spent it on the weed.
Exactly.
Just like with beer with me. Hey, you can't have beer.
Yeah. So everything, all of our money went to obviously fund the weed, and everything else was just like, well, what can we do that's free? There's some things that you could do, but you would just be loitering. You can go to the mall. You can go to. We had this place called C.J. Barrymore's, which is kind of like a amusement, kind of a small amusement park, kind of a thing. But everything costs money. You're just
my first stoner party that I went to, because I didn't smoke, because I'm not a smoker,
right.
So,
but I'm gonna get you high today, Jordan.
Because it's Thursday, and
we got a show to do. Yeah.
But my first stoner party, I'm only bringing this up because I got invited to dudes' houses, and we went downstairs to the basement, and they were smoking weed, and they were watching this movie that I never heard of before, and it sparked my interest. And the movie was Donnie Darko.
Boo.
I walked in, it was the dude with the rabbit thing, and I was like, what the heck is this? And I went to college the next year, and then I saw it. But
yeah.
I think it's a terrible movie to watch when you're high, right?
It was hard to watch at that part when you're first starting to smoke. It was hard to watch those movies where you needed to pay attention, and that's why these dumb stoner comedy movies like Cheech and Chong that we reviewed before, or How High.
I love How High.
Or Friday We're Easy, just because they are dumb and I don't need to think. I can just, because short-term memory loss, I'm going to forget everything that's happening 5 minutes ago and move on to the next joke.
Right. Is that the mark of Buddha?
It's the skin mark of Buddha.
What is that on your face? Anyway, everybody who's listening, as you can tell, Eric and I had a good time, right? I mean, we can't really bash Friday. I tried a little bit with some Ice Cube acting, but other than that, I mean, the movie is just fun. The trilogy, even though it goes down a little bit, it's still fun. It's still quotable. If you haven't checked it out, what are you doing? You got to check them out, right? These are great.
Where the hell did Smokey get money to go to rehab for?
Right.
He ain't insured.
I know a guy that works in insurance.
And also, by the way, if I could tell you right now, out of experience, Big Worm, would no sooner would he kill Smokey for that money, rather he would just rob that chain.
Right.
Like I know that for a fact that he would take that chain first, and then he probably would just go up in his house and be like, okay, what do you got? Give me this, give me this, give me this is mine now. Boom. Because that's a lot easier to get away with than killing somebody. But whatever.
Yeah, because he had that nice chain. I mean, I dressed like, I'm stalling, I'm sorry, but I dressed like Smokey. I had the blue hat, the blue t-shirt, the khakis.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. 100%. Well, everybody, think
Black Fred Durst.
You know I'll be loving this shit. I even had the chin goat back in the day. Everybody, thank you so much for listening to this most recent episode of Movie Guys Podcast. Keep on downloading us at movieguyspodcast.podbean.com, or keep on listening to us wherever you get your podcast from. Eric, thank you so much for joining me, and we'll be back next Thursday, like always, for another awesome episode. Have a good night.
I think I did a pretty good job there.
Is it Busy Bone or Busy Bones?
Busy Bone.
Busy Bone Fried Day. All right.
Let's see. I'm sure it's his most popular song. It's got to be.
All right. Let's see here. Yep. Nice.
But really in that era, because you had mid to late 90s, I guess early 90s, it was when that G-Funk era
Mhm.
The Warren G was kind of kicking in, and you had the silky smooth voice of Nate Dogg really coming through, and you had these rappers who could sing that were sing rapping way before Kanye and Drake were doing it, and before every other rapper now is doing it.
Right.
And it was just mellow, chill vibe tunes. Nothing that was gang banging, nothing in the club going boom, boom, boom. It's just
Right.
like, listen, I'm just gonna sit down on this couch, baby. I'm gonna light this up, and this is it for the next hour. We're chilling.
Hey, you want to know how white I am? When I search Busy Bone, I typed it the way it's spelled. But it's BIZZY. That's how white I am. Gee golly gosh, here I just got. Give me a what's that guy who did Ugly? Give me some of that guy.
Bubba Sparks.
Bubba Sparks, yeah. Give me some of that Bubba Sparks there. You know.
I ain't choose to Ryman. Ryman chose me.